Hello internet. Today we are going on r/Los Angeles because there is a lot going on in that city right now. So we are going to be looking at the top posts of this month, and unfortunately the most top post with almost 200,000 upvotes is no longer available. So I have no idea what this video was, but there is still a lot of content. So before we get to that, let's go over to ChatGPT. So I asked who owned California the longest out of Spain, Mexico, and the US, and it tells me Spain owned California the longest, despite it saying right here 52 years, and then Mexico being 27 years, and then the US being about 177 years as of 2025. And then it tells me, so if you count from 1848 to now, the US owns it the longest overall, but historically before US annexation, Spain controlled it longer than Mexico did. Okay, so why did you tell me at the top that Spain owned it the longest? Because this doesn't make any sense. I don't know what it's trying to do here. And so it gives me some dumbass excuse. So let me ask it, is the US owning it not significant enough for you to add it to your summary? It absolutely is significant. I should have included the US ownership duration in a summary right away, since it's by far the longest stretch. Leaving that out made my answer misleading. Thank God. Okay, so it's self-aware. To be clear, the US has owned California the longest, almost 4 times longer than Spain or Mexico combined. That's the key takeaway. Thank God. I'm telling you guys, this AI sometimes acts more like propaganda than anything, but let's just get right to the posts. So this post I found really funny. Shut up, Sarah. What's happening in California would never happen here in Arkansas because we value order over chaos. Your homicide rate is literally double California's, and I love how this is such a Reddit response, mentioning the homicide rate out of just completely nowhere when she's clearly talking about like the actual chaos that's erupting on the streets and that not being controlled. But okay, Gavin Newsom, you want to argue like a Redditor? We can do that. So I looked up the homicide data and it is true. It showed Arkansas with a rate of 11.8 homicides per 100,000 people. California's rate was half that at 5.9 homicides per 100,000 people. And if we look at the numbers, Arkansas has 345 deaths versus California that has, let me find it real quick. Okay, there we go, 5.9 and 2,304 deaths. But wait, you can't exactly control when someone gets murdered, but if we look at the drug overdose mortality by state, we have California at a whopping 10,000 deaths, or 26.9. per 100,000, I believe, and that is literally, let's go down to Arkansas at 617. So your death by overdose is 5 times more than your homicide rate. So if you want to keep playing these number games, we can all day long. So maybe more people are killing each other in Arkansas directly, but your policies are leading to almost, let's see, 17.7 times more deaths than Arkansas, which I would say is way more significant. But okay, Gavin, didn't she literally ask the orange felon for FEMA aid and it was rejected, and yet she's out here acting as the felon's mouthpiece? How'd they spell peace wrong? It's a cult. And I don't exactly understand what Trump has to do with this. I mean, she's speaking obviously for herself. She's not even talking about Trump or to Trump. Like, this just seems like she's criticizing him directly and not... Well, what does this have to do with Trump? How did Trump come into this conversation? Gav's social media team has been pretty on fire through this. It's like he took their gloves off and it's been really entertaining. Is that so? Gavin Newsom's social media team recently tried correcting someone about riots that were going on, and someone pointed out that these were from 2020, which means that even though it's been 5 years, they still do not know how to control a riot at any point, which is even funnier, by the way. How are you gonna correct someone and then still take a bigger L? It's just, what the fuck, dude? Look after your damn state already. He's gonna torch every red state, gives no fucks anymore. Isn't his own state getting torched right now? Shouldn't he fix that first? They're just so unfathomably stupid, like they are so far in last that they think they're in first. Oh yeah, you guys are definitely in first, all right. 10,000 homeless people and 34% change in homelessness from 2007 to 2024. Same for New York, Washington, and Massachusetts that have all gone up significant margins, while the two biggest fucking red states, Florida and Texas, both have a decrease in homeless population. Isn't that crazy? Wait, aren't all of these blue states? Well, I guess Arizona is figuring their shit out slowly. Arkansas, along with the most southern states except probably Florida and Georgia, would not survive without California. They rank last in every important metric, and like Gavin is saying here, have way more violent crime than California. This is why people look down in the South. You know, when I look at this chart, California is actually number 6 in rate by crime, but one of the other things you should know is that exposing yourself to children in some parts of California isn't actually a crime, so it seems like the South isn't the only one with problems, let's be honest. Fact check using CDC 2022 data. The great thing about being a Republican is that you don't need facts. Well, I guess these facts don't matter at all. God forbid we look at the crime rate and see that California is way behind Florida despite being similarly sized. Oh my god, I can't believe Florida's at actually 38. That's crazy. I wonder why so many people are leaving California and so many people are trying to go to Florida. Yeah, Florida beats California in literally every single metric. That is embarrassing. But you don't see Gavin Newsom beefing with Ron DeSantis now, do we? I love how this post got locked. Carry a flag if you're protesting. Mainstream media is trying to create the optic. Yeah, we don't need to create it if you're making this post. That foreigners are invading and recent videos are fueling that perception. If you're protesting, bring a US flag. Tell others to do so too. End of the day, we're in this country and we want to make it better for our people. It's time to take the symbolism of the US flag back from the racists and xenophobes. Power to the people, power to the city of Los Angeles. Que viva la raza. Guys, we actually have to pretend we give a shit about the country. Come on, please. Yeah, get the fuck out of here. Alright, carry a Californian flag as well. USA, California, Los Angeles flags are much better choices for this kind of thing. Oh, but are you gonna tell the Mexicans to stop bringing the Mexican flag? Where's the solidarity? Where's your principles? 100%, you're less likely to be manhandled too because ICE is completely aware of the optics as well. Cops beating up red-blooded Americans is not gonna sit well with the heartland. It doesn't matter, we already know you guys hate America. It's too late to hide that. I think you're already cooked. Seriously, could you imagine shooting tear gas at someone wrapped in an American flag? More than optics, it's a great psychological warfare shield. Yeah, I don't think just because you're wearing an American flag that they're not gonna shoot tear gas at you if you're standing in the middle of the fucking highway. We all still know why you're there. Look, I'm a naturalized Mexican and I never understood why we would fly Mexico flag during any protest. I have seen the half Mexico, half USA flag, but never we made sense to me to fly the Mexican flag, and I was born there. Right wing is using all the Mexican flags to say, see, it's an invasion. But we don't need to see a Mexican flag to know y'all have been invaded. 1 out of 10 people in LA and California as a whole are illegal immigrants. I did the math today on stream and looked up the numbers, which is absolutely crazy. Imagine if 10% of your economy just got snapped out of existence. Bring a California or Los Angeles flag to show solidarity for our people. LA has a flag? Yeah, I'm pretty sure a lot of cities have a flag. I know my city does, but it's not all of them. I'm sure it's not every city, but LA is really big. I would be extremely surprised if it didn't. In fact, I think the flag is literally the sub logo. Y'all happy now? There are American flags at the march. Oh my god, they have to keep bringing this up. If you didn't think the optics on the left were bad, I think these two posts should just demonstrate how, just out of touch they are. Marine Corps flag, brilliant. Oh, so now these guys like the military. Yeah, I don't even know what to say anymore. Marines represent, US citizens, not illegal immigrants at the end of the day. So the messaging is still they don't understand. Our California flag is so beautiful. Too bad it is tarnished by the last, 20, 30 years of absolutely horrible policy. 35% more homeless people than from 2007. But I guess they're not New York. Right-wing media is claiming we're being invaded. Breaking, National Guard needs to be sent in now. Thousands blocking roads with Mexican flags. This is what an invasion looks like. California has collapsed. Oh my god. You see, I don't think invasion is even the right word, considering that California literally, by policy, let all these people in, so it was illegal to volunteer their entry into the country, which isn't exactly an invasion, which is something the messaging could work on, but, you know, that's kind of what we get for not stopping them from doing it from the beginning. Like, the whole sanctuary thing is just such a retarded idea. I don't know if this makes much sense, but I'll try anyways. There's been a ton of discourse and chaos that's happened over the past couple of days. I just want y'all to know that I love my city. If you're out there protesting, please do so responsibly. Mask up, wear those COVID masks, bring a burner phone to take photos. Not too sure how viable this is, but I've been hearing that news sources have been claiming that we're being invaded by immigrants because of the Mexican, Salvadorian, etc. flag waving out there in the protests. The countermeasure to that would also be to use American flags alongside it. Again, not saying not to use your flag of choice, but just use the American flag as well. Dude, oh my god. Asmongold is right. You know it's a protest in America when people actually have to tell others to bring the fucking flag of their goddamn country. That way, they can't really say we're being invaded. We are Americans as well. We should take the symbolism back for what it means to be in America and not just some maggot pride. Oh my god. You know, this is actually a step in a better direction because they're actually embracing that, you know, American culture in a way. I don't know. They're kind of failing at it, but at least seeing more American flags does bring a little bit of joy to my heart, even if they're doing it in the most retarded way possible. Collapsed? You'd think there were people scaling the walls of the state capitol. Oh my god. Again, January 6th, the one time that the right crashes out. These people just cannot let it go, even though we've been through I don't know how many riots, how many protests, how many burnt cities, how many billions of dollars of damage, but one day is just too much. California has collapsed. They want so badly to believe that California is a hellscape instead of the beautiful state we know and love. Then why are people leaving? Estimates suggest 150,000 to 200,000 net residents leave California each year on average for domestic reasons. Over 10 years, this adds up to roughly 1.5 to 2 million people leaving California for other states. And it's just so funny because most of them, or I guess not most of them, but a lot of people are actually going to one of the reddest states, Florida. And I would love to know what their thoughts are in that, but we're probably never gonna get it. Hi, Los Angeles. Is this true? Andy Dick is an infamous drunk and drug addict in Los Angeles. If you were to start a post right now in Los Angeles asking for people's Andy Dick stories, you would get a long-ass thread of people exchanging their somewhat weird, other times extremely off-putting, and other times criminal encounters with the man. He's like a late-night boogeyman, except real and horrible. 18,000 upvotes. Andy Dick paid me to approve this post. Andy Dick encounter might as well be the free square on LA Bingo. Why don't they do anything about this guy? If he's so infamous, why the fuck is he not just in prison? This right here is why people don't like your fucking city. I'm sure there's like 1,000 of these there that roam around daily. A message to the LA rioters: you will not stop us or slow us down. ICE will continue to enforce the law, and if you lay a hand on law enforcement officer, you will be prosecuted to the fullest extent of the law. 25,000 upvotes, and the top comment is sounds like big government is bigger than ever. Yes, enforcing our laws is the problem here. What actually is the logic here? What are they defending? Are they defending assaulting police officers? Like, do you think this is good optics? Do you think this is something that you should be saying? This has the top comment too. I thought they wanted us to make our own decisions, small fed and big state. It is federal law to get people out of your state because there are actual political consequences for it, like the census. You get more seats based on population, not the actual citizenship within your state. This can have massive consequences, so I don't understand why you're pretending otherwise. Or were they just saying that because it suited them at the moment and now it's acceptable to be an open fascist? They will continue to do whatever it takes, legal or otherwise, to maintain power. Yes, here we go, the word fascist again. Fucking enforcing your laws is fascism. Plastic face dog killer, holy shit. Isn't your city known for having like the most plastic surgery? Why are you bullying her for this? I'm pretty sure every single Hollywood celebrity that lives in LA has some degree of plastic surgery, if it is at minimum a nose job. Prosecuted to the fullest extent of the law, that requires due process. Yes, due process, if you don't know, could just be like a letter in the mail. It doesn't mean we have to put you through a full court proceeding if we know that you're an illegal resident. Gestapo in LA. Donald Trump's masked goons invaded the streets of LA today. They were dressed in full military combat gear. They targeted seamstresses and laborers. Wow, just so many euphemisms for illegal immigrant. The people of LA mobilized quickly and formed mass protests, and they were met with further violence. The detainees have been stripped of any rights, and they are being sent to a concentration camp in El Salvador with no due process. Holy shit. Source? Absolute mold of a human Stephen Miller got bullied by a couple of brown kids growing up, and now he's orchestrating Gestapo-style raids using federal agents to invade local businesses and attack. The goal is to make as many arrests as possible. Good? I mean, you guys didn't complain when Obama was doing it. I don't want to hear about that. I don't want to hear about so-called violent criminals or that they are taking our jobs or money or whatever the justification they are training y'all to say in order to scapegoat brown people. This is the way that the Holocaust started, and I'm shocked at how many people don't realize it. Holy fuck, we need another Nazi reference. Great. We don't get enough of those on Reddit. While I'm happy someone is highlighting what an absolute sack of shit Stephen Miller is, please don't also forget to include Tom Homan in his hateful little piggy face that happily proclaimed that he would be deporting legal child citizens with their parents. Why not? What, is the kid just gonna be stranded in the US? Why wouldn't they go back to their fucking parents? It sounds like you're trying to separate children, Reddit. Appointed by Obama, couldn't believe it. Dude, I'm dying, sorry. I just don't have any words for these people. Why not? Don't you know Obama's nickname was Deporter-in-Chief? Thank you, someone fucking said it. And I guess I will end this video on an Obama quote actually from his book The Audacity of Hope on page 266, and if I'm honest with myself, I must admit that I'm not entirely immune to such nativist sentiments. When I see Mexican flags waved at pro-immigration demonstrations, I sometimes feel a flush of patriotic resentment when I'm forced to use a translator to communicate with the guy fixing my car. I feel a certain frustration. Now, if this isn't MAGA, I do not know what is. Is Obama now a Nazi after saying something so horrific? I guess we'll find out next time, but thank you so much to everyone. Like, comment, and subscribe. Alrighty, thank you to our new base god Psycho Schematics who donated in the live stream today, and these are all the other people who either got memberships gifted to or have donated. So thank you to our new super base member Parker, and thank you to all of our new base certified members Paid in Ammo, Ori Kizosnika? Sorry, that's a tough name. Lego Train Man, Bloodthirsty, Walid Bin Comin' in Your Mama, Kelly Shea, Polar, Haven Harper, Bad March April, Jimmy Russells, Appalachia 12, Mr. Skidoodle, Mr. Bad Guy, Colin Roberts, Donk, and Leo. And thank you to all of the rest of our base certified, base legend, base gods, and super based members. And I hope to see you tomorrow. Peace.